in darkness, I shall be light.
Welcome back, everybody. So, last round we saw XCGGV give a very solid response to the defeat he faced in the first round, showing them that he is very in the game and he can defeat and dominate from the offset. The final of the trilogy, one of these guys will go through to the next round. It's going to be settled here. I hope you guys enjoy the replay as much as I did. Let's roll it up. Let's see who's going through in the final. The trilogy, the what-hillity of XCGGV1P against my buddy, Mr. Eppert. Go, go. So, welcome back, motherfuckers. It's about to get real up in here. Game number 5 is knockout time, y'all. Yeah. So, we're going to see a slight change to the lineup this time. XCGGV going for the same build as last time. However, Eppert has switched it up a bit, bringing Gorguts onto the field in exchange for his Weird Boy. Very interesting choice, considering just how many Tacky Marines we see XCGGV place on the map. He really likes to go heavy on them, and Gorguts can just go to town on those blobs. More so than Weird Boy, and I think he was probably struggling, although Weird Boy was giving him great value in the previous round. I think he was struggling just with a bit of tankiness on his front line, and I think that was a good choice. He could have switched out the Storm Boys for the Weird Boy for this fight, but to be fair, on this map, I would say Storm Boys are probably more useful. The top and bottom naturals for both players are very susceptible from either Assault Marines or Storm Boys, and Storm Boys are the best two hero point you can go for harassing those points, because they can leap in and out and they're very strong. So really good for harassing the early game. We're going to have our first engagement really soon, straight away this time, getting right in there. They know exactly how each other plays, so nade down, miss, nice micro there. Second nade in, lands, good. Lands well. He's going to back out here. 2v2 is going to lose this fight, I would say. Another boy squad coming in. So we've got the triple and the triple, same as last time. In the mid, we have a nicely placed Gretchen on the corner there, giving him great visibility. I'll just switch the fog of war. You can just see here, you can see that midpoint nice and clearly. He knows exactly when the pushes are coming in and out. It's really handy to put Gretchens on there if you're going to play midpoints. He's got nothing in the bubble on the mid, the Space Marine. I would put something in there just to defend himself. These boys are going in. It's the same as the first game. We've got triple sluggers and shooters, and these will beat triple Space Marines, I believe. We do have a banner going down, it looks like. Banner's down. I suspect Eppert might back up here. Good choice. Good choice. Again, I'd say in that exchange, the Space Marine probably came out a little bit worse. But yeah, should be a really interesting fight. He's gonna maybe push in here. So Eppert is taking the bubble. Very, very good idea. If the Space Marine had run in there too soon, then that could have been trouble for the Orc. If it had capped that point. When I play this map as Space Marine, I tend to always try and get my Servitors in both shields if possible, especially if I'm playing a tacky spam build, because if you want to push up and you can get units in there and the Orc or whoever you're facing hasn't got enough melee units to deal with it, you're going to really capitalise on taking advantage of those mid hold points. We've got 2 requisition going down at the minute on the top left natural for Sir Eppert. With the triple tackies down, barracks is up, so we can reinforce at the midpoint. Quite an aggressive placement for it. He's looking to push. At the minute, he's outmanned here. We've got Assault Marines on the field. Moving to the top point, looking to harass, I would say. Harass Cap, maybe. Eppert has seen them, though. So he can manoeuvre around. The only problem is he's not going to be able to get to that top left point in time. Generally, if I'm playing defensively on this map, see now look, he's now lost 2 rec points really early. Not good. That's quite a lot of power just wasted. The thing is, if you're going to double up something so soon, you're better off just to LP it straight away. I tend to if I'm going for a double or a triple early, I'll put an LP on it just to keep it covered, and then I'll tend to have my... and at the same time as harassing, he was pushing a shield, so he's going to be working that down now. That's a nice tactic, the double push. It's good, you maneuver his force away, forcing him to leave his point, to defend it, to create space for your other squads. It's really great to always do split attacks if possible. Stick bombs go in, no good. One Marine got hit, not very efficient. He's going to get in the shield. The shield should be okay with this defense. I don't think the Space Marine's going to stay there, just taking unnecessary damage. He's moving away now. And Eppert is rallying his troops back at the midpoint now. Maybe a counter push would be nice here up on the left on the opposite shield. Let him know that he's not just going to sit there and take it. Get the Space Marine thinking tactically. Those ASMs are just sitting there. We do have all the points on the top and bottom points for the Space Marine covered. Really nice eco, but very, very vulnerable to attack at the minute. If he gets those Storm Boys on the field, he could cause havoc with them at the minute. The Space Marine only having one Assault Marine to have to chase that. He's still pushing him hard on this right side, but Eppert's not phased by it. Wag Tower going down. It's quite even at the minute. I would say XC is definitely in the lead eco-wise. Same as the first two games, in fact. But as Eppert has shown, you don't necessarily need the resources as an Orc player. Wag's going down. Space Marine's staying for the bubble. Looks like he's going to stay and fight this. This seems like he might lose this fight. That Orc blob looks certainly quite large. Oh, double nades miss. Really great micro there. And the stick bombs go in. They land good. Double drop pods going down. We have ASMs in one, and we have the Iron Maw team in the other. This is evened the fight out nicely, but he doesn't have banner ready, and I would say it still looks slightly more favoured in the Orcs position, but he's going to lose that Space Marine squad there, trying to get out and reinforce in time. He's doing a good job of interrupting Iron Maw, and the ASM, so on the right, should probably get on them shooters, I would say. Be more useful over there at the back. He's man fighting the sluggers at the minute, just taking unnecessary damage from the shooters at the rear. Very, very close battle. It's hard to say what's going on here. I mean, both teams took significant casualties. Possibly a better exchange for Sir Eppert though. Forced the Iron Maw onto the field, and he's saving his elite points. He's gone to the 3 mark, so it looks like he is trying to get Gorguts out earlier, which is very good. And it's them ASMs at the top just harassing. He's got no power on the top. He's a bit limited in what he can do to deal with them at the minute, just due to resources. He's trying to maneuver around to defend his shield. He might have to consider leaving a squad in there, just a slugger squad, anything, just to try and prevent him from harassing that shield. Even if he loses it or takes casualties from it, it'll just buy him some time. Oh, and some bad micro there from XC, and he's just lost his Assault Marine squad. Not good. Tried to get them out, but as I said, at the minute Eppert has no generators at all, power or requisition, and he's looking at 5 on XC, so eco-wise, XC is a much stronger position. At this point here, from a Space Marine perspective, if I had this much map control, what I think he should consider doing is going to tier 2 as fast as possible. He's going to need vehicles, he's going to need Death Storms to deal with the Orcs. It's so difficult for him to push this early. This is a great map to defend on. So I feel like a Death Storm early with the eco advantage would be good. Instead, he seems to be massing Assault Marines, which are not the best for fighting head-on. They're good for harass, but Gorguts is on the field. This is a very, very strong force from Sir Eppert, and I'm not sure in a head-to-head fight if the Space Marine is going to be able to deal with all this. Ow! The double stick bombs take out nearly entire Assault Marine squad. 1 model left. Grenade is down to slow them. 2 models left, my bad. Is he going to throw the hook? Ah, it doesn't need to. He's got the spin. He is doing work on them, absorbing so much damage. He does do the right thing by jumping in his assault marines here, but the fight is looking very in the favour of the Orc at the minute. Eppert is doing really well here with his micro to try and get away from those assault marines, giving a little bit of space to himself to do it. The space marines on the right thing, trying to get his scouts to melee the shooters, but Gorguts is still really strong in his health cap. He's interrupting the Iron Maw team. They're not using the flamers at all. He's trying to work down Gorguts. That huge hit point pool is such an advantage at this point. The Space Marine is taking a beating. Very, very good fight there for Eppert, and a really, really good choice to wait on the 4 of the hero. The Assault Marines are pinning him down, trying to do, but he does manage to escape with a hook. Really, really efficient use of his units. He's going to lose the Slugger's boy squad, but it doesn't matter at this point. Space Marines reinforce him with double tax, but he's held off the fight. But again, really good harass here. We do see a 3.4 XC, so we will see Gabe at some point. Assault Marines looking to assault on the bottom again. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he should try with the instead of trying to man fight, XC should be looking to tier up. A Death Storm anytime soon would really, really cause havoc on them. People really undervalue it, but against Orcs, it is so powerful. If you can get them in the right position when they're overextending, throw it behind them so they can't escape, push your tax, run your tax past his units in the direction of the Death Storm, and you're just going to capitalise on so many models. A large blob here assembling for Eppert. He is going to get scouted here. And his scouts have been caught out. The Gretchens were in the bubble. He should keep them Gretchens in the bubble at all times. Doesn't want to get scouted out. See, we do have the triple on the top, and it is undefended. Still no listening post on it. He knows that he has Storm Boys. He knows Storm Boys are good at harassing on this map. I would be listening posting up at this point. He has such a strong eco setup to begin with. He needs to listen post up them points. Tier 2, double Death Storms. Get those vehicles rolling, and he's going to be able to give Eppert a real hard time to deal with that. And have to force him to spam something like tank busters. He's got such little eco, he's not going to be able to build many vehicles to defend against vehicles, so he's going to have to rely on his tank busters against double Death Storms. I think that would be the route I'd go right now. I think what's good is that from the last game, Eppert realised how heavy he spams, and he's going for more of a shooter slugger build this time, and it seems to be working really well in the exchanges. With the Gorguts has been invaluable. But we do have a Gabe here at the minute, and the forces are still fairly even due to the fact that XC did have the strong eco advantage, and he does have a lot of map presence. On the top of the map now, I have seen the Storm Boys have teleported in, and it looks like they're pushing up on either the shield or the top triple for XE, so they're in a lot of trouble considering there's no LP there. The grenade goes down. Oh, it's perfectly placed. Slow down all them slugger and shooter squads. Gabe is here. He needs to get on the ground right now. Gorguts is right on the front line of his troops. The spin is on. The shooters are backing up, trying to get away from Gabe. Gabe should leap at these now. In comes the leap. A little bit of a short leap. He could have probably got closer to them. Assault Marines really slow on the interrupt there. He could have interrupted that spin a lot sooner. Again, good micros, getting his boys on the Iron Maw, preventing that flamer. But Gabe is in here, and he is going to be able to man fight this. Lots of interrupts, lots of knockback. Gorguts and Gabe, really good even match between those two. But there is a lot of shooters, and the triple has been decimated. Really good charge from Gabe there with the interrupt. Devs are on the field. They are going to cause a lot of damage if he doesn't back up now. XC has placed an armory down, so it's time for the armory cam. I think both players should back up at this point and just regroup, unless they want to wipe their armies. So if you look at the top of the map, you can still see the Storm Boys are just hanging there. They've capped the point. So he's got a lot of the eco disadvantage back in that attack. He should probably go down and give the opposite side at least a look, or maybe just work over the gen. Either works. He is going to go for the gen at this point. As I say, on this map, Stormboy is really good for the Orc. Really great harass unit. They don't seem to they don't really have any sort of leaping units like the Space Marines. And they don't have the advantage of the move speed that the Eldar do to get around the map. He can push up with, on that left side with a Gretchen and get it with shooters, but again, he wants to keep his blob together, and I think it's better to harass like he is with the Stormboys. Really, really good strategy for this map, I would say. As I say, he knows Gabe has been pulled away. Gabe was the biggest threat on this lane, so Gabe has gone to defend. He no longer has his Gabe to defend against Gorguts and this onslaught, but there are devs down, and he's not sure about pushing into that. And that's probably a good idea. He didn't bring Gorguts in with him, though, for some reason. I'm not sure what he was doing with Gorguts. The sound of the Orc scream does mean we do have a pile of guns on the field, which means upgrades for the Orc are on the way. He's still working over the shield. Gabe's incredibly slow, sluggish move speed, trying to deal with those Stormboys, and he's just manoeuvring back and forth, avoiding him at the moment. The Stormboys are off. They're not interested. See you later, Gabe. I wouldn't want to get involved with him. Have you seen the size of that hammer? Jeez. We do have a pile of guns going down for Sir Eppert, which is good to see. He knows how much XC relies on the upgraded infantry, so he's trying to play his game, get down the armory, pretty much the same time as XC got his down in the last games. So he's going to try and man fight this. He is at an advantage. I would say XC's not particularly playing in the right way against this blob. Look at that. You really, really want Death Storms all over that. No knobs on the field. Interestingly this time, no knobs from Eppert. He's perhaps trying something slightly different. Space Marine is pushing up to harass this bottom double, sorry. The LP looks like it's almost certainly dead. He's waiting for the warg. He could have got closer before the warg popped off. I would have been moving already. Try and catch it on the end of the warg. Tower is down. He needs to press some points. He needs to get the power down. Make this push worth it, because this is going to be painful for him. Oh, stick bombs going down. They land real good. Real good. Space Marine is ignoring the units and still focusing the buildings. The dev squads are getting really, really, really eaten alive here. The shooters at the back are just picking people off, working their through. The spin goes down, and the Space Marine must be getting ruined here. Really well played. The banner goes down. I don't know if he had it ready, but it was far too late. Dropping it at that point. The Space Marine's been punished here. He's going to lose Iron Maw team. There's no way he's escaping from this. Oh, and that is a wipe. That is a wipe. See, this is the problem. As soon as the war goes down, the Space Marine should have pulled back at this point. He knew he'd lost the last fight. He knew that he would have lost if he got flanked from behind with all that melee, with not being in good positions to defend his Devastators. But he still stayed in there and he still pushed a tower. It would have been better for him just to have baited the war tower away from him so that he knew that that was one tower down he couldn't use. Never a good idea to fight an Orc with Warg up. Stick bombs are good, really hurting the Space Marines, really landing nicely. And he's harassed the bottom double, taking that away from him as well, so he's evened out the eco advantage. In fact, he's probably in front now because he does have an LP on Sir Eppert does have an LP on his triple, and wreck and power points on both. He's building las cannons, but to be honest, against all this infantry, I'm not sure if he should be going for lasers here. Death Storms would probably help him out more. It's getting to the phase where it's going to be slightly too late in the game to rely on them to win this game. Or to at least change the tide of the game, because as it goes on they become less efficient. As infantry gets upgraded, etc., it's much easier for them to just burn down the storms. But early game, invaluable, especially against an Orc player. At the minute, it looks like Eppert is in a really, really solid position. Just going back to reinforce. And the Space Marine player here, really not sure what he can do to sort of change the pace of it. He can wait for his Terminators. If he gets a good play with them, he should probably be harassing a little bit more. Get a couple of, maybe 2 Assault Marine squads. 2 Assault Marine squads are quite good, because even if it is LP'd, you can still burn them down without losing too many infantry. And try and maybe get that triple off of him again, like he did at the start of the game. XC's Gen is getting hit here by the tank busters. Double tank busters pushing up on the lane there. And Sir Eppert does have Gretchens in the bubble that I said the Space Marine should have had them in, because that now gives him really good vision. He knows the units are coming in. He knows he's got time to finish the shield off. The shield has gone down. He's not going to catch these tank busters. Again, these bubbles, really important. Don't neglect them. Invaluable information. I still think these armories from XC's are really quite questionable. I'm not sure why he's placing them where he is. These 2 games I've seen him put them in the middle of the map. And on this map, not a good spot. Because it's not as if it's hidden. He's going to spot these easily, and it's 50 power to try and replace that every time. So, not good. That is an enormous, enormous blob. And with the war going down, whew, there's nothing XC can do to defend that. That is enormous. Double Death Storms and maybe a Dreadnought. I don't know. He knows the Iron Maul team are on the left side of the map. He's sneaking up again with his... Sneaking up again with the Storm Boys, and he's going to harass that triple. It does have an LP on it, so I'm not sure how well they'll do against that. He might not be able to deal with that LP. The Gen is getting focused. Huge damage. He's getting burnt down really, really fast. Nothing he can do to defend against that. That's a double Gen killed. That push with the tank busters was really nice. It's good to see him being aggressive like that. Pushing out when he needs to, when he knows he can. See, there you go. The armory's down. Really, really not good positioning for it at all. The Storm Boys are doing a lot better than I thought they would. They've actually dealt with the listening post quite convincingly. He's only lost 1 model. There are a Space Marine squad coming in to try and stop that attack though. The nade is going in. The LP is down. He only has 2 units left, so he is going to keep his points safe at this point, which was well played to peel them off. The LPs are LPs. You can lose them. It's not a problem. Requisition isn't the issue. It's power that is. So if he can get another LP on there, he's not completely out of the game. With double gens down at this point though, it looks very, very, very strong for Eppert. He's going to have to mess up quite badly now to throw the game. It's just a matter of time before Eppert pushes in and lays down the hammer. The horses are going in. They smell some Umi blood and they want war. That Gorgut's been really useful. I would suggest for Orcs maybe playing Storm Boys with Gorguts, but again, Storm Boys with Weird Boys work really nice as well with the stun and the fist. So it's hard to say. It's a hard compromise. For this map though, I would definitely say Storm Boys and Warguts is a really nice combination. Storm Boys for harass, Warguts to deal with all the Gorguts to deal with all the Space Marine blob. With 7 points as well for Eppert here, which is really, really strong. He knows beauty is round the corner. Termies will almost certainly be ready though for XC if that's the case. And if he can get a nice attack with the Terminators, he could do some serious damage to a blob like that. But it would involve like I say, Death Storms, and maybe just he needs something else. But I feel like he's been punished too much now and not used his resources effectively. He's spent far too much power on Assault Marines and plasma guns. Ooh, saying that, these Laz and Plaz combo with Gabe on the front line is really, really, really hurting Eppert here. He's lost all of his boy squads. The spin's down, but it's not going to be enough. I think he can defend this. With the Terminators down, he definitely can defend this. Sir Eppert needs to back up here. But he's pushing in. The turret is down. He's done his job. He doesn't need to stay there any longer. He can't man fight that at this point. Really good decision to move out and not push that further and try to end. The Terminators have taken a little bit of heat. He's lost one model from them already, so it's going to take quite a bit of time to reinforce that. I don't know what XC's trying to do here, pushing out on this. He could potentially go for a counter push, an all-in sort of win, but Beauty is on the field and he is going to have none of this. Rockets in, lands well, real nice damage on the squads there. Iron team not looking good, the shield is up. Units have been dragged towards Beauty. They're going to get taken to pieces here against this squad. More reinforcement units coming from Eppert here. This is probably the final battle of the match, I would say. It looks like he's going all in. Both players are hungry. No, neither are backing out. Oh, but these las cannons up to full rotation. That Beauty is taking heat. He needs to be careful here. Beauty is backing out. Good decision. Good micro. Get him away from the las cannons. Get your infantry on those las cannons, interrupting them. Get your boys to hit them if you're going to fight them. Use your boys on the front line. Nice job. We do see Gretchen's coming out for the Beauty though, and they will make light work of recovering him up to full health. A little bit of a miss micro there with his boy squads, just letting them get a little bit too far out and punished. Not too much of an issue really. Boys are fairly cheap, fairly disposable at this point. But yes, this looks to me like it could be over. At the minute, I don't think XC has any heroes left on the field. Sir Eppert knows this. He only has Beauty, but that's all he needs. He will have Storm Boys in 10 seconds. It looks like he's going to push up here and end this. Really good competitive game from both. Really nice comeback, I would say. Like I said, it just goes to show these plucky orcs don't need resource points to win matches, especially in the early to mid. It's like it seems fairly obsolete, really. Storm Boys are here just to push back these plasma tacky squads. They're engaging, trying to get him. You can see the blobs are that XC has. At the minute, he's sort of just sitting in base. He's not really making any attempt to move out on the map. He should at least push the wall tower on the right side of the map and try and get his double back if he wants any sort of chance of staying in the game. He is moving out now. At the same time, the Storm Boys have just dealt with a plasma squad, I believe, which is quite a blow of 40 power. I feel that if XC had have gone to my early plan, this fight could have been different. He had a really strong early game advantage in terms of eco. He was harassing really nicely with the ASMs, but he didn't capitalise on it. And every time you're ahead, just tear up. If you're at a good point and there's no immediate window to push gens and kill them, just tear up. You've got nothing to lose and some seriously heavy mech to gain. As I said, the Dreadnoughts are invaluable against an Orc squad. The only thing they can build for it is tank busters, really, if you have no power. And they're fairly easy to deal with as long as you have a nice tacky blob. We are trying to harass at the top again with the Storm Boys. The tacky squad are reinforcing. Not sure, that fight's going to be fairly even. I think the Storm Boys, they're not interested. He's not interested in losing models. He's engaging the Space Marines. I would have stayed on the points and just let the hero squad die, just for the sake of interrupting Zico. He doesn't want any surprise vehicles popping up to ruin his fun here at this point. Beauty's pushing up on the line. This looks like it's going to be the final push. The Warg is up, and here we go. Eppert is going in. He's hungry for blood. He wants revenge for the last game. He's not happy about it. He's going in strong. There is an enormously strong line defense here of a combination of devs and las. Oh, and they are tearing these boys apart. Oh, a really nasty rocket. Probably a quarter of the units were murdered in that one attack. But this is going to be a melt when they get close range. Ah, Eppert's units are just swarming them. They're swarming in. He's losing units, but not enough. Another rocket goes down. These Space Marines are getting melted now. The collateral damage of losing those boys is not a problem. The shield gen's getting focused. Gabe was up, ready to be deployed. Not going to be able to do anything here. Is he going to drop the shield to defend this time, or is he going to accept defeat? Shield is down. Gabe is down. Come on, Gabe. Bounce some of these orcs around. Don't put up with this, man. Come on. These pesky kids. Come on, Gabe. Hit them. Hit them with your big hammer. Yeah. That's it. Come on, Gabe. You can do it. Come on, Gabe. Yeah. Beauty's just slowly walking over to this core. Not interested in Gabe. There's the Death Storm. Come on. Now, here we go. See what it can do. Look at the damage on the units. Just look at it. There we go, everyone. GG. The shield is down. Everything is down. Great way to see off the final fight. I definitely felt like Sir Eppert showed us what he's made of in that fight. Played a lot better. Really good decision making. And that is it. Sir Eppert moves through in the Purge Tournament Season 2 to face DK in the second round. We have our first second round confirmed. Let's roll on.